Success is rented, and the rent is due every single day. Hey, welcome back. I'm going to talk to you today about the price of being successful, because you might not be aware of the price that success comes at, and you might not want to pay that price. So let me start here by saying the following. Most people you see online, Instagram, flashing fancy things, shiny objects, watches, cars, houses, businesses, whatever. Well, they only show you a part of the truth. The truth is all the work you put in and all the pain you endure to get there. And you might want to be aware of that pain, because you might not be willing to invest all of that time, all of that energy, all of that focus, and to take on the risk to get those shiny objects, or what you would consider as things that successful people might have or enjoy. So I can tell you from my own experience that firstly, getting to that level of success takes years. Okay, so it takes a very long time, firstly. Secondly, you have to work for it every single day. Okay, no days off, Saturdays working, Sundays working, less time with friends, less time with family. Best case, no drinking, no drugs, no partying, all that kind of stuff. You actually have to focus and put energy into this, because if you want to create something great and you want amazing results from that, financially and all other senses, great products, whatever, well, you will have to work harder than your competitors. And you can be sure there are competitors out there in whatever field you're in that are crushing it. They're working 24 hours a day to take everything away from you, okay? To get whatever you're trying to get, the clients, the money, whatever. So it's basically just a fight, and people are putting in resources. So you need to put in a lot of resources yourself, but you need to be aware of those resources. So today's video is about telling you about those 90% that you don't see, the sleepless nights, the working on weekends, the sacrifice, always being available, always pushing, taking on the risk of not being able to pay your rent the next week. I don't know, all those kind of things you have to take into account. Now, I'm not saying that these things should keep you back from going to business. They should demotivate you. I'm not saying that, but they should give you a realistic view, and then you can still decide of, do I want this or do I not want this? Most entrepreneurs out there, because they have invested so much time, energy, and everything into their business, will always say, of course it's worth it, it's amazing, now I'm free, I have this, I have that. But of course they're biased, right? They've invested so much into these things that if they were turned around today and be like, it was not worth it, well, then their whole model for life, their mental model would collapse, right? They'd be like, this was senseless, I'm lost now, what do I do? Okay, so they justify that these things are worth it. But I'm telling you today, for a lot of people, they're not worth it. They are worth it, the price is worth it, if you achieve an insane amount of success. A lot of money, you can retire early. You actually are able to hire and finance employees who take away all the work, that you are actually an entrepreneur who doesn't have to work on his business 24/7, the kind of entrepreneur that if he ever gets sick or whatever, the whole business breaks down. If you're one of those, after 5 or 10 years in business, well, then you're probably not gonna have made a very good deal, okay? That's the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing is, you can be a great employee in a great team with great mentors. You can be reach a level of financial freedom. You can have purpose. There are amazing employees out there, amazing companies out there. And guess what? There are a lot more amazing employees out there than there are business owners. So what I want to tell you is, not be demotivated by these things, be like, oh, this or that. But look at the reality, look at the whole scope. Look at it for what it is. And realize that being an employee is not something bad. You can have an amazing job, an amazing company, and look at the price you pay there. You pay less price in the sense of time you invest, in the sense of risk, etc. But you pay a higher price in the sense of the freedom. You give away more freedom, because you have to show up to work at 9 every day, 9 to 5. You have to do this, you have to do that. You have to comply with certain rules, etc. So you just want to know the price you pay here. And then again, ask yourself, am I willing to pay this price, or am I willing to pay the other price? Either way is good, just look at reality. And one more thing. If you talk to people in business and you're kind of exploring, you're like, do I want this or that? I don't know. I'm exploring for 2 or 3 years. I'm working in companies. Maybe I'll do something myself. Start a business. Talk to the successful ones. Talk to the successful people, because they're your benchmark. That's where you want to go. You don't want to talk to the average or the lower scale people. You don't want to talk to employees who are unhappy as employees. Why the heck would you talk to them? Talk to the super, super successful employees in the big companies who have made it, quote unquote, who love what they do. They'll give you a very nice picture of what you can expect and why they buy into that whole model. Talk to the very successful entrepreneurs and they'll give you that side. Don't go in and talk to the people who are unhappy with what they're doing because, sure, they'll give you some perspectives, but are you going into business or into your career looking at what it would look like if you don't perform well? That's not the ambition. If you were following this channel, you're not one of those people, so talk to the successful people. When I started studying law, before I started studying law, I would talk to people and they'd be like, why do you study law? Why would you do that? It takes so long to study. People who don't perform well at it, they don't get jobs. This and that. I was like, look, why would I listen to you? Firstly, you didn't study law. If you studied law, you would not be talking shit about law if you were successful at it. So let me talk to the successful people and see where they are and if I want to go there, if I want to live that life. That's my ambition level. And that gave me the right motivation and the right focus of where I want to be going when I did that specific thing, when I studied law, right? And I did it very well. But what I'm trying to tell you here is talk to successful people because you want their perspectives. That's where you want to be going, so you want to listen to those people, not to the other people who are not successful at anything, okay? Talk to the people and take advice from people who are in their lives at a specific point, in a specific field where you want to be. So if you want to get advice from someone for your relationship, don't talk to people who are in a failed marriage. If you want to get advice for, building a business, don't talk to a failed entrepreneur. If you want to get advice for being a great employee, don't talk to mediocre employees. Talk to the top tier, get the best advice, and that will really, really get you ahead in life.